I think it's a good call that JDG go for the Nautilus instead of the Rel, so if you at least look for something like the Corki, which should be the ideal target every single time. And
there's no way for Doinby to be actually able to kind of contest this bottom side. Scout could even look for a teleport if they're going for this now, so kind of plays on opposite sides. Who can connect first?
Shun, does he want to look for the ball breaker flash? Yep, there it is. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Pays was also taking up the third aggro, and because they stopped the damage immediately after the kill, once Pays leaves, no one else is threatened. Clean by JDG.
Are they going to really try and contest for this? I think this is super dangerous.
Oh, but the hook snags one of the dogs, and good vault breaker by Shun to get over the wall, forcing missing zone flash. Doinby sends it, ulti right onto Shun, but it's a trade 1-for-1. Leave is the first one to fall, but look at the Lissandra passive doing work in the river. That's gonna force Pays' hand as he's forced to flash over the wall. Scout, one more Spirit Rush should get him out alive, but the turn off of the power of Doinby's Lissandra saves NIP.
And they get some summoner spells out from JDG. Not a bad trade overall, even grabbing themselves the grubs here. So, be one of the best to ever do it here in the LPL, and continuing to innovate, continuing to be a leader here, as Shanji was being a bit annoying for Shun, but don't know how much damage he's actually going to be able to... I think he's just out of here. I think we're just getting and kind of annoying.
This fight.
Yep, and right now, NIP can kind of walk around and do whatever they want across the map. Shanji's going to try and trade. Uh-oh.
Alla might be in trouble here. Still has a flash. The Q and the flash avoids the keeper's verdict. But now there's no ultimate for Shanji to punt away an incoming Vi, which is exactly what's about to happen. Shun lurking around the corner. Fall breaker flash finds it. Lays down the public execution. Cease and desist. Puts the Yordle into the dirt.
And they need to play away from where Aki is right now. Already finishing that Eclipse. One of the reasons why this the Fury champion is so broken, you land a single Q and you just get immediately the Eclipse proc. So wanting to play around from a pretty strong item spike here. Also how you were making sure that we're able to match, because you are never going to be able to allow NIP to stay on a side lane. Okay, let's make this play. There's no ultimate here from Shun.
Flash from missing, avoids the pulverize. Multiple teleports, but the TP right in the range of the charm. Thankfully for Shanji's case, at least he's a tanky poppy, so it doesn't get immediately pwned. PP God falling up in the engage. Missy cannot survive that one. No flash available. And there's the second cast of the Hound's Pursuit. Aki looking for Shun, knowing that he has no flash on this Vi.
Match where the opponents are. So right there, we get to see it. NIP try to overload onto the top side of the map. They'll grab themselves the first turret, give that gold over to a player in Doinby. And you look at the items now. Doinby also matching the Rod of Ages.
Should be secured here.
Yeah, but we're waiting for ultimates now. Aki's ult about to come off of a cooldown. Doinby's is 10 seconds out. We need to see NIP hold their ground and stop JDG.
Slick movement from Shun. Dodges the keeper's verdict, gets the smite. Doinby with the glacial path finds another W stun, but the bullet time is going to split up the fight. JDG already opening the fight with a numbers advantage. Here comes Aki. Aki... Can he find the Hound's Pursuit? The call of the pack was already used, but it's just not enough damage. Leave is trying to pump everything he can with that Gatling gun, but Pays good flash over the wall will save his life. And now Scout with one more Spirit Rush cast can look to lock down the dog. And that forces the flash out of Aki, the charm of the wall. Not going to find it, but JDG are comfortable as Allo wants to sink and dance on them. Wait a minute, but just a little too far forward. And the dogs will punish JDG on the way out.
Tough position. So I like what they're doing. Force onto the bottom side of the map. See if they can either find that turret early on and put NIP at least in a small bind here, as they are trying to match what NIP are doing on the map.
Yeah, and I think something to note here for JDG is even though they didn't get a single grub and NIP got all 6, this isn't necessarily the best 1-3-1 like setup of champions that really abuses.
As NIP, we're getting the vision toggle. This is going to be the TP coming in from Scout on a flank.
Oh, and the target has to be Aki. And look at the way he flashes to close the range of the cease and desist. No chance for an uninterruptible from the call of the pack. And Scout is still pumping the damage on the Spirit Rush. Looking over the wall, maybe for another charm. He's going to blink over to the left side. Still hunting. Still has one more charge with the Spirit Rush. Dredgeline on to leave. Not enough for JDG to continue the chase, as the rest of NIP get a chance to get this recall off, but they cannot defend the tier 1 turret.
What an insanely good snap from them. Any position into this bottom side river.
Yeah, they're dropping the Rift Herald just to force that prio, right? But I don't even think... Yeah, exactly. PP God maybe finding Ala, but he just dashes away. Dredgeline once again on to leave, but they're just pushing pressure into him, ensuring that the Rift Herald does not get a charge off. It completely dies. A wasted Rift Herald by the side of NIP. That Dredgeline, somehow he finds it over the wall. Maybe not so bold for missing to be wanting to take there. The Thrall is going to force JDG away, and now down to 4 members.
Walking where he shouldn't be, thinks that he's safe, doesn't know that the teleporter is like coming in behind him. What a great kind of couple of MIA games from himself, but NIP looking to try to get... Oh my god, we're just making an engage onto Paze. He has no flash, he has no cleanse now.
He flashes over the steadfast presence. Now the Hound's pursuit looks for Aki. Dodges the public execution, but here comes the cease and desist. Wait! Did you see the Keeper's Verdict that punted Paze away? It saves the 80 carry for JDG, and now NIP have got nothing left in the tank. And the rest of JDG are going to force them off the Rift here. Aki just got betrayed.
They can now set up for this Otacon. They can set up for this Dragon. Uh-oh, NIP!
Fighting over the red buff. I mean, this is a 4-on-4 temporarily since Paze is not there yet. NIP feel bold enough to take this fight. Shun forced the flash over the wall, away from the Thralls. Good charm, right on top of Lissandra, but the steadfast presence from Shanji will protect his mid laner for now, but he's out of the fight. Leave, Valkyrie forward, but Paze has now rejoined the fire. JDG now being able to burst out the Yordle, but here comes Aki back from the grave. Another Hound's Pursuit on the ready, and he's able to get vengeance on Paze this time around, but a good charm. Finds Aki in the middle of the Hound's Pursuit. JDG will stand tall off the strength of their jungler, a mid duo. JDG should have full control of the Infernal Soul.
Man, Shanji's gonna stay. NIP need to flip here. Doinby teleported back in. He does have this ultimate. God. Can NIP stop the dragon?
They turn on Shanji. Shanji gets bursted out. Doinby has the ultimate once again. Frozen.
Scout!
Trying to bury him, but the charm, the cease and desist. Ultimates have come back up. Shun and Scout have done it all. They stand tall against the rest of the world that NIP has in their own freaking stadium and just disintegrated them.
And in a similar way to what we saw from them in their placements and even in Split 1, NIP are overreaching where they don't have to. On a flank, yet another Hail Mary coming in for the Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Shun looking on the left side, trying to look for a better target angle away from the front line. Bullet Time is going to rip PP God to shreds once again. Ground beef on the menu. Shun being able to launch forward, and Aki just doesn't get a chance to impact this fight because everyone else on NIP just died. JDG will disgrace the Ninjas in their own home territory as they ace them on the Rift.
Yeah, Baron, it'll be the mid tier 2 as well. NIP, man. It's been great. I don't know what else to say, dude. Like, this has just been, like, the biggest destruction that we have seen so far. Already here in Split 2. Maybe BLG and TT from yesterday being a bit more dominant. But in their home stadium, the newest one in Shenzhen, just honestly, beginning of Split 2, getting ready for playoffs in 8 weeks' time.
And to NIP's credit, they are not letting this go without a fight. They are putting JDG to the test. They are, you know, kind of firing at really surprising timers and trying to just be aggressive whenever they can. But JDG have rose to the occasion. They have risen above the test that NIP have for them, as now they're going to try to defend this siege against the rest of JDG, but the Bullet Time is going to cook them once again. Scout rejoins the fray after getting punted out by the Keeper's Verdict. This is the peak of JDG and what you should come to look forward to for the rest of the season. Scout and Shun working hand in hand like the jungle mid duo we wanted them to be. JDG sweep NIP.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.